What happens when a single human mistake is powerful enough to create a sun on Earth? It is the ghost of the explosion, a silent wall of force moving faster than any sound. Now, this is not destruction, this is deconstruction. Matter unmade in a fraction of a second. The blast commanded the air, and now it gives its orders to the ocean itself. And this is the ocean's reply. A wave born not of geology but of human error. In a world at war, the most dangerous battlefield was sometimes an ordinary shipping lane. Behold the SS Mont Blanc, by all appearances a simple vessel, but it carried a secret in its heart. The secret revealed not a cargo hold, but a perfectly arranged chemical bomb waiting for a spark. The main ingredient? Picric acid, unstable, powerful, the slumbering giant of the formula. The catalyst? TNT, not the strongest, but the one that would wake the giant. The accelerator gun cotton, the nerves of the monster designed to spread the signal instantly. And the fuse, placed carelessly on deck, benzol, the single point of failure for an entire city. Every story needs a second character. The SS Emo, empty and in a hurry, was about to play its part. In the fog of a cold morning, two destinies set on a collision course finally met. A series of wrong signals, a moment of indecision, the small mistakes that build a catastrophe. The slow, unstoppable dance of thousand-ton behemoths, there would be no turning back. The sound of tearing steel, a wound in the side of the monster not deep enough to kill it, but deep enough to make it angry. All it took was a single spark from the grinding metal. The fuse is lit, the benzol ignites, and the clock officially starts ticking. The crew, knowing the truth of their cargo, abandoned the ship, leaving a burning curse to drift towards the shore. Adrift and unmanned, the ghost ship had a new captain, the Tide, and its destination was the heart of the city. It sent a warning of black smoke into the sky, but it was a language no one on the ground understood. To the onlookers, it was a spectacle, a free show on a cold winter's day. They couldn't have been more wrong. 19 minutes. In the digital age, it's an eternity. In 1917, it was the final countdown to oblivion. The fireboat Stella Maris charged into battle, its crew fighting with bravery against a force they couldn't comprehend. Below deck, the heat began its silent work, turning the ship's hold into a massive pressure cooker. The laws of chemistry are absolute. As the temperature soared, the point of no return drew closer. The burning ship gently comes to rest at the pier, delivering its fatal payload to the city's doorstep. The fire leaps from steel to wood. It was no longer a problem on a ship. It was now a problem for Halifax. His last message tapped out in Morse code, a final heroic whisper before the roar. 60 seconds. The time it takes for a heart to beat 60 times, or for a city to hold its last breath. The critical temperature is reached. Inside the hold, a furious, silent race between molecules begins. The energy chained for so long inside its chemical prison is finally, violently set free. At 9:04 a.m., for a single blinding moment, the city of Halifax simply ceased to be. From space, it was a tiny, brilliant flash, a man-made star, announcing its birth and death in the same instant. The ship did not explode. It was transformed, converted from matter to pure incandescent energy. The explosion rewrote the rules of physics, turning a half-ton anchor into a smoldering cannonball. The true killer now revealed itself, an invisible, unstoppable dome of pressure expanding at supersonic speed. With an invisible punch, the shockwave struck the ocean, forcing the water itself to bend to its will. It wasn't a wave of force that destroyed these homes. It was a wave of pure pressure, turning wood into dust. In a symphony of reverse engineering, the factory was unbuilt in less time than it takes to blink. Millions of shards of glass, once windows, became a glittering, deadly storm. The forest on the far shore, standing for centuries, was leveled in a single unified motion. The energy, having nowhere else to go, bounced from the hills, striking the city a second and third time. After the incredible pressure came the opposite, a vast vacuum pulling everything back towards the center. The ocean, which had been pushed away, was now pulled back, a deep, final breath before the end. And then it returned, a wave of impossible size, born of fire and chemistry. The water completed the destruction, a final, brutal rinse cycle for a devastated city. And then the signature rose into the sky, the terrible, iconic shape of immense power unleashed. The cloud returned what the explosion had taken, raining down a torrent of twisted steel and burning wood. The anchor, once a symbol of stability, landed 4 kilometers away, a monument to the chaos. Hundreds of new fires ignited across the ruins, as if the city hadn't suffered enough. A black, oily rain began to fall, a toxic final tear from a wounded sky. This was the result. A 2 square kilometer scar carved into the earth in a matter of seconds. The planet itself felt the blow. A tremor registered on seismographs hundreds of miles away. 100 kilometers away, the whisper of the shockwave was still strong enough to shatter glass. The dust and smoke created their own sunset, painting the sky in the colors of fire and blood. And then came the snow, a cold white blanket to cover the city's fresh, burning wounds. The violence was over. All that remained was the quiet of the snow, and a lesson waiting to be learned. For scientists, the tragedy left something behind, a perfect real-world data set of a massive explosion. The final tally, 2.9 kilotons, an almost unbelievable amount of power from conventional materials. Placed next to the dawn of the next age, it seems small, but for its time, it was the most powerful weapon on Earth. A high explosive detonation doesn't burn. It is a shock front, a chemical reaction that breaks the sound barrier. The 3 key ingredients, perfectly placed, work together to create a reaction of terrible, synergistic efficiency. The data doesn't lie. In the inner circle, nothing built by human hands was left standing. Further out, the damage was still catastrophic, a testament to the sheer reach of the pressure wave. The strangest phenomenon, the invisible shockwave arrived before the sound, a silent destroyer. It was this spike, this instantaneous mountain of air pressure that acted like a hammer blow to the entire city. The ship's hull focused the blast like a cannon, turning everyday objects into hypersonic projectiles. The math behind the tsunami is complex, but the result was simple. A massive, unstoppable wall of kinetic energy. When compared side by side, the physics are undeniable. Halifax was a chilling preview of the atomic age. The black rain told its own story, of an explosion so violent it couldn't even burn all of its own fuel. The Earth itself became a laboratory, teaching scientists how a man-made earthquake travels through the ground. The entire event was recorded, studied, and unintentionally became a textbook for the next generation of destruction. But the most important legacy, the one measured in heartbeats, was the loss of nearly 2,000 souls. 9,000 more were injured, their lives forever altered by a single moment of physics and fate. A quarter of the city was simply gone, a blank space on the map that needed to be rebuilt from memory. But in the face of absolute destruction, an even greater force arose: human compassion. A bond of gratitude, forged in fire and tragedy, was created between two cities, lasting a century. A single tree sent every year became a living symbol of a thank you that would never be forgotten. The second legacy was written in ink: new laws, new rules, to ensure a disaster of this scale would never happen again. Today, the lessons learned from Halifax are a silent, invisible shield protecting ports all over the world. The data from the blast became a crucial key, helping scientists unlock the terrifying power of the atom. Even today, the way we build safer buildings is, in part, thanks to the terrible lessons learned in 1917. The city did not just recover. It was reborn, stronger and more vibrant than before. But the ghost of the explosion still lingers, a quiet reminder of what was lost and what was learned. The memorial stands not just for what happened, but as a warning of the incredible power we hold in our hands. It reminds us how thin the line is between an ordinary day and a world-changing catastrophe. The power to create and destroy is all around us, locked away in the simplest of things. The story of Halifax shows how one small, random event can spiral into an earth-shattering conclusion. From volcanoes to supernovas, every explosion tells a story. We are here to translate them. Our goal is to peel back the layers of chaos and find the beautiful, terrifying physics within. But the universe is full of stories. Tell us which symphony of destruction you want to see orchestrated next. Subscribe to our channel and join us as we continue to explore the most powerful forces in the universe. Next time, we journey back 66 million years to witness a day that changed the face of our planet. We will see through the eyes of the giants who ruled the Earth as they looked up and saw their doom approach. An impact on a planetary scale. A power so immense, it makes all of human history seem like a whisper. Thank you for watching. We will see you for our next Symphony of Destruction.